Hello everyone, it's Uncle Bob back in another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Transformers Power Core Combiners Huffer with Caliburst. So before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below which the video would else like to see in a video. Sounds of the videos themselves. Like I said, here we have Huffer and Caliburst in their, well, vehicle and robot mode, so let's take a quick look at Caliburst. Focus. My camera's not gonna like all this transparent plastic, but you do get some nice molded details of what you can see. So, and the face is painted silver. Does look very good in hand. It's hard to see on camera because again, you get a lot of transparent plastic. So, but I do love the shade of blue that they used. Looks very good. And he's got a weird backpack thing. So yeah. Now, interesting story. Caliburst was my first ever Transformer to break on me. Literally, the first ever. Like actually break, not just his leg just popped off the ball. No. When I thought I could somehow rotate his leg around, get this minicom port into that hole right in there, and the clear plastic sheared right off at the hip area. Like ball joint was still attached to the leg and everything. So yeah, just a little fun fact about this figure. So, but anyways, as far as articulation, nothing at the head. Arms can do a full 360. Legs on a ball joint, so you get all the way forward. You get about that far back before you kind of have to go out. So if you go out, you can get back all the way. Can do the full splits, a little bit of a thigh rotation, not much. Oh, of course, crikey. Breakage right there. Yeah, Power Core Combiners was never a very solid line, one way or another. But anyways, the legs can bend all the way back and forward. Sure, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not going to mess with this guy too much after this video, so, yeah. Oh, and the gun up here is on a ball joint, so you can have it, if you get the arm rotated up like this, can have it full 360, and can even pop it off, and it is a 5mm peg, so you can, do something like that if you'd like, or whatever have you, so that's very cool. So let's set him back there, and you can just take a nap and bring in Huffer. And I gotta say, this was my first Power Core Combiner figure. This is my original, as you can tell by a lot of paint scrapage. Yeah, I played with the crap out of this thing. So let's take a quick look at the paint and such. Get an orange hood up here for some reason. This entire front end, minus this section right here, is painted black and silver with a little bit of white poking through. Windshields are painted nicely as well. Smokestacks done nice silver. And the truck, or the bed of the truck, not sure entirely what this would be on an actual truck. I know Prime Ultra Magnus in the show actually had this slightly. So, but you do get the PCC pegs just sticking out like a sore thumb. Pretty much every figure had that. Like at least you had two poking out no matter what. So, but you do get the fifth wheel right back there. And the wheels are nicely molded. So, he can roll very smoothly. So, there is that. Now, to get the full effect of the vehicle mode, we do have to transform his partner. So if the camera will focus, you want to start by just swinging the arms in all the way. And technically this can count as a butterfly joint if you so choose. It kind of raises up a little bit. So you want to bring out the legs, rotate them 90 degrees and to where it's like this. Then flip up the leg. Do the same thing for this side. So flip this up. And then using the minicom port on his back, we'll go right in here. So get this plugged in. Get this plugged in. Come on, there we go. and lower that down. Now granted, I think the instructions want you to have them turned around. This is a very tight peg. Something like this, it's completely up to you, but there is the full-on weapon mode. And it's okay. It really is okay. And the only articulation you get is, thanks to the arms, it can move all the way up. And this can also move a little bit as well. So. But anyways, for a real quick size comparison, here we have our favorite little bartender Swerve. So they look very good together. So yeah, the vehicle mode is pretty nice, honestly. It's one of the better PCC vehicle modes, in my opinion at least. So, but let's get down to transformation. So we'll start by removing Caliburst. Oh my gosh, that is, there we go. Set them off to the side. Next, you want to come to the arms and just go ahead and separate them. You also want to separate at the shoulders, swing these around, and they will snap into place. Stand them up, raise up the camera, so get that right there. Then you want to bring down the arms, rotate at the loose elbow joints, rotate down, rotate at the elbow, and you can see how much I just played with this figure. Like, that ball joint is just sanded down. But anyways, lift up his head, and there you go. There you have Huffer in his robot mode, and yeah, it looks very good. Not too much of a backpack to speak of, so yeah, looks very, very good. Take a quick look at that face sculpt, so focus, there we go. I can never tell with his face sculpt if he's wearing like one of those air breathers that literally just go in your mouth, or what. But yeah, at least give him nice silver for the face. So yeah, it looks very good. Like this navy blue that they used for his chest section. Like they tried to mimic the highlights on the front. So looks very good. Get a little spots of silver. Now, the one thing I want to ask Hasbro's designers at the time. Clear ball jointed, or ball joints. Why was that a thing? Whatever. Anyways, as far as articulation goes, it can do a full 360. You can get up a little bit. You can get down a little bit. If you use the transformation joint, he can look down in shame. Arms can't do a full 360. They can go up that far, and back is going to be non-existent. You do get a double elbow joint for the full range. Nothing at the wrist, nothing at the waist. Legs move forward that far. Do some nice piston details. Back that far. Can do the full splits. You get thigh rotation. And you get 90 degrees of knee bend. And that is it. These guys are not the most posable of the bunches. So, yeah. Now, all right, bringing Caliburst again. Now, there are two ways you can integrate them into the robot mode. What you can do is straighten out the legs, and just bring them down into their robot mode configuration. And then just go ahead and bring this up, rotate it to 180, and flip this down. And then bring in Huffer again. You can plug them in under there to get like a giant underslung weapon. Or you can flip up his minicom peg and basically get this back into, nope, you want to flare it out, swing out the arms, rotate this, I like to do it like this, then bend the legs forward and just rotate them up, and you can have this kind of look going on. Now the instructions also say to leave it out like this, completely up to you. Now if you're going to leave them as a chest armor, what I recommend doing is at least pop this off the ball joint and just attach it right back here. At least give Huffer some sort of a underslung weapon that doesn't look ridiculous. So, can't have that going on. I'm not going to try and muscle up the peg, so. But yeah, that's always an option you can do if you wanted to. So, we're going to get this plugged right back on. So, we can do the size comparison real quick. And here we have him with our favorite little bartender, Swerve, and he does get pretty decently sized, so yeah, overall, oh, he just fell over. Overall, Huffer is a really good first wave torso bot. Yeah, he doesn't come with any limbs, so that's why you kind of got the rest of the $20 packs. And I would have dug out said $20 pack, but it's in the back of my shelf, so you will see what limb selection I chose. So, well, let's go ahead and get this guy into his combiner torso. So, go ahead and flip down the head, take the arms, and double joint them up. You're going to connect, focus, this beat up peg into that hole right there. So, get this lined up. Get that lined up the best you can. There we go. Do the same thing for this side. So, line this up. Plug that in, make sure give it a nice squeeze. Come back here, flip down the hood, flip up what will be the new head, and just flip it back up. I kind of wish it sat a little bit more flush, but understandable why it doesn't. Next, for the legs, just unpeg them, then flip them up, and you're going to plug them into that port right there. Then flip down the PCC peg. So do the same thing for this side. And there is, oh, one more thing. Can't have PCC without the pegs flipping up, so there we go. There we have him in his torso mode, and it looks like Huffer doing a yoga pose. If I gotta be honest, I kind of wish it was something like this, or, you know, just a little bit more of a change. Which I guess you could do this if you really wanted to, but we're going to do it the official way. But let's take a quick look at the face sculpt before we start with the combining. And you get a very Minosaur-esque head sculpt. I really do think it, works. So, doesn't look too bad. Nice silver for the face, and the light piping does work very good if this would focus. Get some nice yellow for the horns. So, yeah, overall, not too shabby. So, we're going to bring in my easiest to grab limb selection. Yes, poor Brimstone. He's just off to the side right now in his torso mode. So we're going to go ahead and slap everything on. So starting with what I call the Pachyosaurus. It's just what my younger self called this dinosaur when I was playing Fossil Fighters. So get this flip down. Come on. Yeah, come on. There we go. Get that plugged in. I said get this plugged in. Okay. There we go. So plug that in, then take the Ankylo and plug that in. Then we're going to rise on up, something on up. Okay. Next, take, maybe this was an Apache. I have no idea. This dinosaur. Plug him on. I'm scared I'm going to break that tail, because that is a very tight connection. And plug this guy where the sun don't shine. And yeah, I'd be making that face too if I... I'm going to shut up now. But here we go. Here we have Huffer with some drones. And he looks... Granted, it would look a lot better with some actual cars, but doesn't look too bad, all things considering. So, yeah, not too shabby. And again, you can't have this guy on the... torso mode chest. This would probably look a little bit better in this form. So, but for size comparison, there is Swerve. So, yeah. Now, the only articulation you'll ever get out of these PCC stuff is 360 at the shoulders. If you're lucky, you will get some outward. That's how far out as you get. You still retain the knee, which is nice. It doesn't give you the full 90, but you still get the upper knee, the thigh rotation, get the full 90 at the knee right here, with rotation at the peg as well. So you still get a little bit of articulation, but not much. The hips are unchanged, so with, well, a little bit less outward, but yeah. So yeah, overall, Huffer's a good figure. Definitely one of their stronger PCC figures, in my opinion. Minus his Minicon wanting to break. This is the second one I've had. So, Yeah, PCC was never made out of the sturdiest plastics. I would love to see them retackle these guys in modern day. I know they'd probably be, leader class with all of this, and I'd be fine with that. Honestly, I'd be fine with that as long as it was good and not spring loaded. Because yeah, that sucks. That really does suck. So, but anyways, I think that is about it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more video reviews.